who is a new student. So we might give attention to that as we hear her talk today. She is handling the Bible study portion for our meeting. So let's give our attention to Sister LaWanda Phillips.
Lauren, baby, it's time for our Bible study. Are you ready?
Yes, I have my What Does the Bible Really Teach and the Bible to look up the scriptures.
Oh, very good. You know, the Bible's critical part of our Bible study. It's where we go to find answers to our questions, so it's so important that each week you bring it to our study. You know, last week in our Bible study, we read a lot of scriptures, and it was focused on Jehovah's wonderful qualities. But before we start paragraph 18, let's review what we learned last week about God. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, so in paragraph 16, we read the scripture in Revelations 15:3 that was cited, and it said, "Great and wonderful are your works, Jehovah God, the Almighty, righteous and true are your ways, King of eternity." Then if you remember, we read paragraph 17 and focused on Revelations 4:11. Can you tell me what that says in the paragraph?
You are worthy, Jehovah our God, to receive the glory and the honor and the power because you created all things, and because of your will they became to existence and were created.
Yes. So by reading these scriptures, sweetie, you know, we learned Jehovah created all things. He's almighty. He's righteous. He's the King of eternity. So do you think you can be close to someone like that?
Mommy, that's a good question. I'm not sure we could be that close.
Well, let's go into this week's study. Let's go to chapter 1, paragraph 18. And if you see the header where it says, "Can you be close to Jehovah?" Let's read paragraph 18. Maybe help us find the answer. Do you mind reading paragraph 18?
Reading about Jehovah's awe-inspiring qualities makes some people feel a little uneasy. They fear that God is too high for them, that they could never get close to him or even manifest such a lofty God. Because is this idea correct? The Bible teaches just the opposite. It says of Jehovah, in fact, he is not far off from each one of us. The Bible even urges us, draw close to God and he will draw close to you.
Very good. And thank you for that reading. You know, before we ask the question, let's read another scripture. That scripture's in Acts 17:21. That's Acts 17:21, and I'll read that one. And that one says, "So that they would seek God, if they might grope for him and really find him, although, in fact, he's not far off from each one of us." So, paragraph 18, a question says, why do some people feel that they will never get close to God, but what does the Bible teach?
Some people feel that God is too high for them, that they can never get close to him. But the Bible tells us in James chapter 4, verse 8, draw close to God, he will draw close to you.
Yeah, exactly. And thank you for incorporating the scriptures in your answer. Also, remember the scripture we just read in Acts 17:27, where it says Jehovah's not far from each one of us. You know, so Lauren, now that we've learned from the Bible that it is possible for us to have a close relationship with Jehovah, do you know how we can begin to draw close to God?
No, but I would like to be close to Jehovah.
Okay, I'd like to hear that. So let's go ahead and read the next paragraph, paragraph 19, but just read the first two sentences, paragraph 19.
It reads, how can you draw close to God? To begin with, continue what you're doing now, learning about God.
Okay, so Lauren, how do we draw close to God?
Continue what we're doing now.
Exactly. You know, by studying the Bible, you know, looking up the scriptures, we learn more about Jehovah and his qualities, and this is how we draw closer to him each day. So are you ready to learn more?
Yes.
Okay.